Right.
So, what is your name?
My name is Greg.
Greg, nice to meet you. May I ask what the bank you bank with on a daily basis?
I bank with many because I don't have a bank account.
Okay. So you bank with, you go to check cashing place and stuff like that?
All of the above.
All of the above, okay. Have you ever dealt with late fees for payments on credit cards?
I think everybody does.
Yeah. So what do you feel about these late fees? Do you think they're...
Well, the banks are there to make money. They're not there to secure anybody's money.
Okay.
You know, I mean, everybody knows that. So people shouldn't be surprised when they jack up their fees and whatnot, especially with the bailout. I mean, look at why the bailout happened. You know, it's because of all their speculation. You know, and now you have more bank consolidations because of that. So it should, you know, come as no surprise to people that on the one hand they get 70 billion from the 700 billion from the government, and a lot of that goes to going ahead and giving folks bonuses who really don't deserve it. In fact, people who in fact probably deserve jail time, you know, including the politicians that you know, are subservient to them, you know. So they're going to do what they're going to do, you know. I mean, you look at the current healthcare, you know, plan. A lot of that's tied into the financial institutions, you know, in very clear ways. So, yeah, obviously, as somebody who was at the receiving end of their hustle, I'm absolutely against all the fees and all that stuff, you know. And also, too, you know, these folks that call themselves Christians, you know, is in the Old Testament, you know, prior to Jesus, where you weren't supposed to charge interest.
Oh.
You know, and actually in the Muslim world, technically they don't charge interest, but they have their own set of fees and whatnot. But you know, just the whole idea, you know, of a class of people with a certain, you know, type of ideology and worldview, and yet here's the contradictory things that they do that victimize everybody.
Oh, okay. And how do you feel about the economy? Do you think it's going to pick up this year?
Oh no, it's going in the tank, definitely. Well, pick up for who?
Did it affect you this year?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely, always does. I grew up on welfare, so it doesn't, you know, I'm acclimated to it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
You know, I think the difference now is that I notice it happening to other people who seem to have something. You know, they're making car payments, blah 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 blah, and then watch them go through it. And certain industries that people assume are relatively secure, like you know, folks who write code or do IT work. And
have you ever experienced racism?
oh, absolutely. This is America. You know, that's what this country was founded on. You know, don't get it twisted, and it stays that way. It doesn't matter you have a black president in the White House.
But not for the job search, have you?
For job searching, it's illegal to actually openly say stuff like that. You know, but you know, you always have your suspicions, and that's how the game is played now.
Okay. And do you have any opinion on the prison system?
Any opinion on the prison system?
The prison system.
Prison system? I definitely wouldn't want to be in it. You know, it's actually, you know, a means of enslavement. You know,
exactly.
The 14th Amendment, you know, clearly states that prisoners are slaves of the state.
You work for free.
Yeah, well, you work for free or work for $1 a day, but it turns into free because what they'll do is they'll take that dollar as victim's compensation.
Oh.
You know, even if your crime was victimless, you know, they'll just go ahead and take that, so it still ends up being zero. And then you have the private contractors that are in there as well, getting stuff from you know, money from municipalities.
They get them
federal
to work
grants.
for free.
Well, yeah, so they'll have the prisoners working for free, and they're offering them no educational opportunities, and then they go ahead and they you know, are still making money off the prisoners' labor.
Oh, okay.
So they get it on each end.
Oh, okay.
You know, actually, it was in Michael Moore's movie, Capitalism: A Love Story. It was actually spoken to.
That's the way they pay for the upkeep of the prison.
Yeah, and also in addition to that, because they are also getting federal local levy money.
Oh, on top of it.
On top of that, you know, and the voters, because they go to the voters, hey voters, and they go, lock them kids up, you know, do them in, you know, and they're getting money that way also, because they were also the biggest facility in their county for that. You know, so other cities were sending kids there too. It wasn't just the deal, because that's one of the things they didn't say in the movie. The deal that that one guy had was sweet, but other cities were also sending kids there because we don't have any room.
Okay.
You know, and that's always an interesting thing. I was thinking about today walking down here. You know, they say that why is it that they really and truly have no room? You know, on the one hand, they're building them so almost like you're housing animals, and on the other hand, they're doubling the amount of people they're cramming in there. You know, and all of this has an economic basis. You know, and I think that's what more and more people are starting to figure out. But then they can't make the next logical leap. You know, because the last experiment in changing human history went so badly awry in so many places. You know, so I think one of the things also is, you know, not to be idealist about it, but at the same time, you know, push for more, push to be more, to do more, you know, and to really, you know, put forward the idea that if you help somebody else, you're helping yourself. If you don't help somebody else, no one will help you. You know, so if you're religious, you can look at it as, you know, if I do God's will, then God will reward me. If you're more into more of a Buddhist or Taoist thing, or you just deal with fate alone, you know, well, if I produce this, fate will bring me this, you know. And then, you know, from a strictly materialist perspective, you know, if you say or do something for somebody, that causes them to say or do something, even if you don't see it, even if you think, well, you know,
exactly.
Yeah, that person hasn't given me anything in return. Oh, that sucks. I'm not going to do that again. It's like, well, actually, they may say something to the next person, and that comes back around, and, you know, for you. But that's the unseen.
That's the unseen.
You know, that's the unseen. You know, not some group in the sky that's coming to kick your butt every time you think about sex. You know. So.
Yeah, well, you have very good ideas. Have you ever been in jail yourself?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
So you did experience it yourself?
Oh yes. I mean, as a black man, every black man goes to jail at least once in the United States. I have yet to meet one who was not. Even if it's on the level of I had to go get a relative out. Even if it's on that level. You know?
Okay.
But I mean, I have yet to. But for the most part, those kinds are rare. Usually, they've been in at least the holding cell of the precinct. At least that. You know.
Like for something minor, smoking marijuana, things like that?
All kinds of, everything under the sun. You could, hey look, you know what, I was sitting at a bus stop one time, and there were some Mexican folks sitting next to me, and do you know the INS just pulled up right in front of us and jumped out and came at all of us? And this cop runs up to me, you know, stand up. And I was like, you know what, I speak better English than you do. And he was just like, what was your idea? He stops, because here I obviously do. You know, there's no accent in my voice, you know. And he goes and he gets the, your ID. He gives me ID. And, you know, he looks at it and, you know, have a seat, stay there. Okay, put it back in my wallet. I sit there, they round up those guys, put them in the van, and off they go. You know, that was like, I don't know, 03, 04, something like that, you know. And that's what it really hit home for me about, you know, what they're doing to, you know, the so-called illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, you know, realistically, and if we really want to get into it, it's a question.
As soon as they need to fill up the jail, they arrest a few of them.
Oh, well, they fill up the jails. Well, it depends on what state you're in, because some places it's just the INS jail, where you got somebody like Ohio and Arizona, where he'll go and they'll just sweep the whole street. And they even tell the Latino community down there, we're about to sweep the whole street, you know, and they just go and they do it. You know, they tell the religious people and the community organizations and so on. So they go ahead and do it. And every day they sit in the jail, you know, which out there is Kansas City, right, in the desert. And so you sit there for your 48 hours, you know.
And then they release you?
Well, yes and no. They release you to the INS jail. And then the INS jail looks at you and either they deport you or they send you back. The feds who run it are criticizing Arpaio going, dude, we have so many people who are citizens that we are having to send home. You know, what are you doing? Because he's just rounding up everybody. So it's clearly racist. Clearly.
Like in the mission, like a lot of illegals, nobody do anything to them. It's an underground economy.
Well, sure. But, you know, here also, there's a longer history, and there's less tolerance for the right wing in San Francisco. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, you see what happened with Oscar Grant, you know, and all it was, right after it happened, people weren't having it, you know. They had a vigil a couple days ago, you know, and, you know, it was all over the news and whatnot. You know, obviously it was peaceful and stuff.